Back with Backroads and Backstories Country in the Park edition, where we're talking to people about our festival coming up May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. This one's really exciting. Coming up on May 9th, Kameron Marlowe joining us. He's going to be out with Miranda Lambert, with Chris Young, with Atlas, with Megan Patrick. Man, welcome. We're really excited to have you coming back out west again.
Man, I'm stoked to be out there. It's going to be a great time. I can't wait to get back to Sacramento, man.
So we were talking about this a little bit right before we got started. West Coast Cowboys, man, everybody really shows up and shows out for you.
They do, man. I feel like I've always had great shows out here out in the West. So I'm excited to do it again and give them the best show I possibly can.
All right, so today I wore my Johnny Cash shirt. I'm representing for you. I was stalking you on the gram earlier this week, and man, you do a killer Johnny Cash cover. Tell me, like, where you get the inspiration of that. I mean, you're pretty young to be like channeling this inner Johnny Cash stuff going on, bro.
Johnny Cash is one of my favorite artists of all time. I grew up with his music around a lot from my grandpa and on both sides. And that cover kind of comes from my side of things, where I listened to a lot of blues music growing up as well. So it's a very bluesy like iteration of Folsom Prison Blues, but you kind of got to jump through a lot of hoops to cover a Johnny Cash song, and I was not expecting all the hoops that you'd have to jump through. And I'll have to say this: my biggest compliment I've ever been given is that when I was going to put the song out, I have to like get it approved by them. By Johnny Cash's team, and the team reached back immediately and was like, "Johnny would have loved this. We were so excited for you to put this out." And I was like, "Man, I'm good. I've already done it, so I can retire now, a happy person."
Well, after that, I mean, when you do come to Sacramento for Country in the Park, it's almost worth taking a little field trip up to Folsom Prison. You can get the full experience.
No kidding. That's very true. I've actually never done that. Is it like a touring? Like, can you go tour it now, or is it still an operating prison?
No, it's a legit operating prison. I mean, it's.
I think I want to stay out of there.
I don't know. You and I might. I don't know how we'd end up faring over there, but I'm going to walk behind you if we end up going for the tour. But I think it would be really cool to experience it.
I think it'd be cool too, man. I really do. But yeah, I'm gonna stay on this side of the tracks for sure.
Well, for those who are just starting to learn about Kameron Marlowe, I want to go back for a second and talk a little bit about some of the early years. Back in 2017, your mom was diagnosed with a health issue. You ended up having to drop out of college, and you ended up getting a job to be able to help the family. I mean, walk me through a little bit about how, you were kind of focused on this country dream, and then everything kind of hit a pause a little bit. Walk us through like the emotional toll and everything that went through that.
I will say it wasn't that emotional for me. It was just kind of instinct. If something happens with the family, family's number one for me always. Whether that's direct family like my mom and dad, or outskirt family, just like friends and family kind of deal. I would say it was just kind of a second nature thing. Is put down whatever I had to do and make sure that family's taken care of first and foremost. So that was kind of what my head was saying during all that. And college wasn't really my thing anyway. I didn't really like it. So it sounds a lot better that I dropped out of college to help my mom, but it really was just an instinct, man. It's just what you do.
Well, and then you're at the job, and then you get a call from the recruiters from The Voice, like almost thinking it could be a prank. What, during that time, and you were on The Voice, and you had the experience with both Adam and Blake, what's something people maybe didn't see behind the scenes that was going on that you say, I had no idea this kind of stuff ended up happening on TV, or something that you took away from it?
It wasn't even with TV. It was just all the writers that were there. Like, there was so many songwriters that were from Nashville, and man, being able to be around that culture and be around I mean, I had written songs before, but I had never written with somebody else, and I didn't understand that kind of culture of things. So I was like, you know what? As soon as my time's up on the show, I'm going to go to Nashville as much as I can. I want to start plugging my way into this ecosystem and kind of learn how to write songs with people and see if maybe somebody would cut one of my songs, kind of deal. That was always the dream. I didn't plan on being an artist by no means. It was more of just I wanted someone to cut some of the songs that I wrote.
Well, and so we'll talk about that for a second. I mean, one of the first songs you had, Giving You Up, gold record. But when you were in Nashville, people were like, it might just be an okay song. I mean, what did it feel like to be able to say, you know what, my gut was right. I wanted to release this song, and it's fire.
Man, I tell you what, I'll never forget being in the studio. It was the first song that I've ever professionally cut. And so you get a little bit of emotion behind that, just like goosebumps. You're like, man, I'm getting to see something that I wrote in a bedroom come to life. And it just felt like it was going to be something. I was like, I have no pull whatsoever, but I'm just going to throw it out here and see what happens. And man, it blew up on Spotify, it blew up on Apple, on everywhere, and turned out to be my very first platinum hit. It's crazy.
Who would you say during that time was like your biggest cheerleader that really that egged you on and said, "No, Cameron, you got this, man. Go do it."
It was my grandparents. I had no money at the time, like absolutely broke, just trying to survive. I was working for Randy Marion at the time, which was a car, like basically car dealership. I was selling car parts for them. Long story there. But I just like I didn't know what to do, and they were like, "We want to fund your first project." So they gave me a budget for 5 songs. Let me go record it. And man, the proudest day of my life was being able to pay them back. Just like I felt like I had achieved something, and felt like it was it was meant to be. You know.
I feel like so many in the countryside, especially when it came to songwriting, have had drawn like this inspiration from being around cars or working on cars. You like Chase Matthew. I mean, is it what does it bring when you're starting to think about how the writing process goes, or is that when you find your most creative time to be able to write when you're working on cars?
No, I'm usually pissed off if I'm working on cars. I'll be honest with you. I'm usually cussing and busting my knuckles on something. I just had to fix my wife's car earlier this week, and yeah. So no, I'm not looking for inspiration out of that at all. I'm
Oh, you
usually
don't
just
even
trying
get
to
off
get
the
it
hook
done.
anymore. Your wife's like, "Oh, you know how to do it. We're putting you to work."
Oh yeah, no, we don't go to dealerships around here. No, everything gets fixed by me.
Well, okay, I got to look at my notes for this because I don't want to misquote. American Songwriter says best voice in country music. Music Row says greatest living country singer. I mean, when you get praise like that, I mean, how is it like giddy? I mean, what goes through your mind?
The fact that Chris Stapleton's still alive, so I would say that
Woo!
he's the one that takes that control. I'm confident that I can sing, but I will still say Chris Stapleton, Randy Houser, Marcus King, those three people are vastly, vastly in front of me.
Well, you talk a little bit about your inspiration from Ray Charles a little bit at the beginning, like part of the deep roots. How do you think people like Hauser and Stapleton ended up influencing you as well?
Oh man, that first Traveler record from Stapleton, that was like a record where I remember where I was. I was driving down I-85 and I put that on, and it was I guess right after he had done the CMA performance with Justin Timberlake, and I had never heard of him. So I remember hearing that and then going to that Traveler record and just being like struck. I was like, man, who is this? What is this sound? That's a singer. And before that, there wasn't a lot of like real belting singers in country music. I feel like him and Hauser were the only two that I remembered really being true belt singers. So I was trying to draw inspiration. I was learning his licks and how he was singing, and I try and study those guys 100%.
So Stapleton ended up doing the duet with Justin Timberlake. If you reach over to the pop side, who would you pick to do a duet with?
Oh man, I don't know. I would like to sing with Teddy Swims. I think that'd be cool.
I want to see you up on that moped that he was doing at Coachella last weekend.
I know. I saw that. That was wild. I don't know, man. I anything with two wheels. I've always tried to ride bikes and stuff like that, and I'm never successful. I wreck a bike every single time. So I don't know if a moped would be much better.
Well, and the same, I don't know if I could see you in that blue outfit that he had on at Coachella either.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to fit the wardrobe for that.
Okay, we talked about fixing cars, not the most relaxing thing in the world, but it seems like you have this love for Montana. First trip with your wife there, proposed there, wedding there. What makes Montana so special to you?
Man, it is one of the few places on earth that I feel like I can go to and just feel completely at peace and calm. There's just nothing. I mean, it's vastness here around creation, and it's cool, man. It's an awesome feeling to go out there and feel like your stress just rolls off your shoulders, and I feel like it does the same for my wife as well. So yeah, kind of just being able to unplug is what we look forward to. So we try and get out there a couple times a year and
What
just
do you do up there to relax and unplug?
I do a lot of hunting out that way. I do some fishing out there. I'm not too great at the fly fishing thing. That's not something I grew up doing, but I'm trying to learn that. And also, I mean, we just we'll get a cabin and just cook at the house and like honestly just unplug. Like we'll watch movies out there, which is so lame when you got the amazing mountains. around you. But I mean, if we can go out there and just feel like we're away from everything, everybody, like our phones don't usually work out there, you know. So it's kind of nice to just be alone, be by ourselves. We never really get that time.
Speaking of Montana, where you got married, and we'll bring back stresses for a second. You talk about that's one of the more stressful times in your entire life. You look back on things now. What do you think was one of the dumbest fights that you had about your wedding with your wife?
Man, you know what? We actually did not have any fights over the wedding. Like it was so easy to map this out. We did it so small, and we knew exactly the people that were going that we kind of knocked it out in like a couple weeks. I feel like maybe like there might have been something over some plates or napkins that like just really didn't matter. But besides that, like there was really nothing that was too crazy that we've had it going on.
We feel like watching some of the people that you've selected to be opening acts for you over the years. I feel like if the singing thing ever stops working, which it's not going to, you could be a hell of a festival concert booker between having Ella Langley, Megan Maroney, Tucker Wetmore, all of these guys that you've hand selected to be on your tour before they absolutely exploded. So if you're in our chair and you're thinking about Country in the Park 2027, and you're playing 2026, who are you looking at next year to be on the show?
Wyatt McCubbin.
Okay.
That's who I am calling. It's going to be the next one. He's been doing a lot of stuff with Zach Top recently, and I think that Wyatt McCubbin is one of the greatest songwriters that I've ever worked with. I mean, he truly is an incredible singer, incredible guitar player. So I always shout him out, man. I truly think that he's one of the top dogs. So make sure you go check him out.
All right. And has he written anything on your album or no? Not
Man,
yet.
we wrote the first two records just I mean almost just us together. I mean
Wow.
he's an incredible writer.
Awesome. Well, let's talk about Country in the Park. You're going to be here on Saturday, May 9th with Miranda, with Chris Young. All over, whether it's your TikTok page, whether it's your Instagram page, everybody's all hyped up on No Need for Leaving. I mean, talk to us about the vibe that Kameron Marlowe is going to bring to Country in the Park on May 9th.
We bring a rock show. I won't lie to you. And if anybody that's been to our show, they kind of know that we try and bring rock, but we also bring a lot of blues and soul and little. We like to have some pockets to show off the band. I mean, I have an incredible band. This band's been with me since I was 16. So we've really been through the trenches together, and it shows in our chemistry on stage. So I'm excited to let the crowd see that.
Awesome. Well, man, we're looking forward to seeing you, Kameron Marlowe, on Backroads and Backstories Country in the Park edition. Look forward to seeing you on Saturday, May 9th. CITPfest.com, where you can get all the tickets. And then make sure that you like and subscribe to our podcast below. Appreciate it, man. We'll look forward to seeing you in May here in Sacktown.
All right, man. We'll see you soon.
Cowboy show up.
All right.